to our channel Economic Tutorials. If you have not watched our previous video, then do watch it because we have started out with a very new unit of money and banking in the previous lecture. And now, after discussing with the barter exchange and its problems, we are gonna do with the very important topic, that is money. Now I have written here the problem solver. Why is money a problem solver? Basically, earlier when we were dealing in barter exchange, when I said this is a person who is wanting up with the wheat and he is not able to find up with the wheat, and another person is there who wants rice but he is not having rice. In fact, this person who is carrying a who wants wheat is not having rice, he is having shoes. So if he wants rice, okay, he wants rice and he is having a wheat. So now what he will do is he is having shoes, he wants rice, he wants rice but he is having wheat. So now they cannot deal with each other, right? So what problems did this barter exchange create for all was our main motive to discuss in our previous lecture. So now we will be going with the new topic, money, the main problem solver. When money came into existence, that is printed currency. So what did it bring about along with that? So there are a few functions that are associated with money. What are they? We will be discussing today. Functions. So now, counting with the function number 1, it was medium of exchange. This is very much important. Medium of exchange. Now, what did money do that it was called in medium of exchange? Now, as I told you in previous lecture, money does not have its own value. If I'm talking of a 100 rupee note, then until I'm printing this note as a 100 rupee note, a simple sheet of paper is not having its value. Okay, everyone must have seen PK movie, or if somebody has not seen, then you should watch it. It's very nice movie. Okay, and many of you must be thinking, okay, ma'am is talking now to watch movies. Is she here to teach or to tell us about movies? No, actually, in that movie we are having this topic discussion basically. Now you must be wondering why this is so. How is ma'am talking that there is a topic of money and banking in that and we don't know about it? Yes, I can say that you don't know about it because you must not be knowing at that time what is the main role of money. Or I can say you must be knowing but you must have ignored it. Okay, when at that point of time when PK, the character in the movie, who was known as PK, that alien, so he brought up with many of the things which were having Gandhiji printed on that, right? So many of the things, magazine and many more things, because he was hungry, he wanted carrots, so he did not know what actually earth is using, for what is the use of that Gandhiji printed notes. So what he did is he brought all the things that was printed up with the Gandhiji and finally ended up with the note. So that is what each and everything that is printed up with the Gandhiji is not currency. Only this currency that is printed with the note money or the quantity of money is called currency. That is why money is the problem solver, because whenever you want to exchange or you want to have something, you can provide them with the money. Okay, Although many a times barter exchange is followed, many a times what we have is small children go to shop, say, uncle, I'm having one toffee, please can you give me this thing in exchange. So they agree. Obviously they will not say okay आप जाओ पैसे लेके आओ, or you go and bring out money from your parents. No, they will easily exchange it because they are small kids. But whenever you yourself as a big kid is going, so you know that I want medium of exchange, that is something currency I require. So that is why money acted as a medium of exchange, where it was very much easy now in the economy to bring up with the goods or to exchange up with the goods, because you know that even if you are purchasing, for example, now you want wheat. Okay, now you want wheat and you know that it is 100 rupees a kg. So you can go to Kirana store and just buy up with the wheat and provide them with a 100 rupee note. You will not go to shoe seller that I am having wheat, you take up with 100 rupees a kg of wheat and give me shoes. That will not happen, right? You will go to market. Either you, if you are having wheat and you want to sell it, you will go in market, sell up with this wheat, and then come with a 100 rupee note, and then you give him 100 rupee note and take up with a pair of shoes. If the price of shoes is of 100 rupees, of course, because now when you are dealing in common terms, shoes will also have its own price and wheat will also have its own price. So market will deal in a common measure, that is money. Okay, so first, our importance, or I can say that main function of money is medium of exchange. Now talking in terms of importance of medium of exchange, I will be doing with importance simultaneously as we go with the topics ahead. Now importance. What is the importance of medium of exchange? First of all, it solves our main problem of double coincidence of wants, because there is now a common medium of exchange, right? So you will not have any problem in exchanging goods, because now you will be dealing in money. You will not be dealing in anything like carrot or anything like butter or wheat, rice, anything. You will not be dealing in that, you will be dealing in money. So this will become very much easy for you guys to exchange things, even also for me, not just you, I also. Then it will increase the level of productivity. First importance. Okay, my pen is not working now, just a second. Whenever I'm talking in terms of money, then it is very much important for me to know that is my economy all right with that functioning or not. So that's why whenever you talk of money, it deals with very much things, right? Because it is a very important medium of exchange. The first point we did is it solves the problem of double coincidence of bonds. So you can just note down this so that you can have a note of all these points. Removes the problem of double coincidence of bonds. Second very important point is that it rises the level of productivity. Now you must be wondering why the level of productivity gets increased, how it is done. So this is because whenever you are working with medium of exchange, you know that okay, this is my level of productivity, or this is the exchange value of this product. So in order to gain more, you will produce more, so that's why productivity will increase. Third, it allows freedom of choice now to people. Now earlier when I was saying that this person wants wheat, okay, and this person wants rice, but he is dealing in shoes and he is dealing in pulses. So now he will not have to, either what he'll do is he will go to that person who is having rice so that he can exchange her with rice, but sorry, he will exchange up with the pulses. But what if compulsorily what he can do is he could take up with the pulses first and then exchange up with the things, and then he will go to that person who wants pulses. He will have to roam around unwillingly, he will have to take up with the pulses first, right? So this is the reason when money came as a medium of exchange, this sorted up that people could choose up what they want because they were having a common measure, that is money, so it became easier for them. Now second point that came up in the economy, which came up as a function basically of money, is a measure of value. Money when came in the economy, it provided a proper I can say measure of value. That is, I could say, if I'm talking of 1 kg of wheat, okay, if I'm talking of 1 kg of wheat, I know that this weight, 1 kg of wheat is of how much money, right? Or if I'm talking in terms of rice also, I also know that this 1 kg of rice is of how much money. So it could give up with the measure of money, that how much money is required to buy 1 kg or sell 1 kg of rice, or buy 1 kg or sell 1 kg of wheat. So I know how much money is required, right? So what came up with the importance now, why this function, uh, or what was the importance of this function when money came into existence? Firstly, when I'm talking in terms of measures of values, that is, then money could help us measuring the exchange value, that I said just now, that 1 kg of rice could be dealt in how much money. Okay, so if I know that okay, my 1 kg of rice, if I'm going in the market, I want to pay up with 100 rupees or 68 rupees or any, it will differ according to quality. So when money came into existence, it gave me a measuring value, that okay, this is 69 rupees and 69 rupees is required to buy 1 kg of this quality of rice, or 100 rupees is required to buy this quality of rice, right? So what happens is, when your economy is knowing that what is the price, you can easily manage up with the things. So this was its importance. Now, coming up with the next important function of money is standards of deferred payments. Earlier, it was our limitation barter exchange, but here it is its function. Why? Because whenever you are talking in terms of barter or barter exchange, you don't have a common measure of money. But here, as we are having money as a common measure, so we will have a standard deferred payment. I cannot say that 100 rupees in Assam is different as 100 rupees in Delhi. 100 rupees is same everywhere in our own country. Not, I cannot say that okay, 100 rupees in USA is equal to 100, not that it is equal to 100 rupees in India. No, but yes, they deal in dollars and we deal in rupees. If they will be dealing in rupees, then it will be easier, equal. Unless you can see that European currency is not equal to US dollars, or US dollars are not equal to some other dollars, or pounds or anything else. So this becomes very important function. And what is its importance of this function? It is easier to lend or borrow money, because you know what is the value or what is the rate going on in the market. Okay, rates are different thing. We'll not be talking of rates now, we'll be talking whenever we are doing for the rates. But now it becomes easier to lend or borrow. I know that 1 lakh rupees he is wanting, then 1 lakh only I'll be giving, right? I'll not provide him with, okay, you take up with the 5 kgs of wheat. If he is not requiring, he is requiring money to establish his business, then what he'll do with the wheat, right? So that's why this made up very much things come easier. Next, it held up with the helped with the storage of value. Now money is very much, everyone knows that money is does not decay or dissolve, or does not wear off with the water or anything. So you can easily store up money. And also money is not perishable, or you can say it does not vanishes off with the time. But yes, money also takes a very little of storage, so that's why it is easy to store. So along with this function, it comes with the importance also. Importance is that it becomes like very difficult for us to store wheat, rice as our wealth, but it is easier to store money as our wealth, right? So first importance is this: money is not perishable. That's again its importance. Third, it is easier to store it because it costs nothing for the storage. You can just have a safe locker at your home, and then you can keep money here, or you can just deposit all your money in bank also. So that is very much easy to store money. And also it requires very less space, so you can just keep it anywhere in a small box, or in burnie, or anywhere that you like to place it. So that's all with our main 4 functions and its importance. You can just know understand them and make a note of it, because it is very much important to know what actually our economy is dealing with. Okay, so now next we'll be doing what is meant by money supply. Why we require money supply? Now someone will be printing up with my money, all right? So who is printing that money? That money is being printed by RBI, because they have the authority and they are the main bank of our country. So RBI has that policy, or we can say that they have the rights to print up with the currency. When they print up with the currency, when our economy is facing economy cash crisis, or you can say that economy is having leakage, as we have studied earlier in unit 1 with leakage and injections, RBI is the main firm who does this. Okay, whenever you require some printed currencies, RBI brings up with the new printed currencies. And whenever your economy is going out of currencies, so RBI does that. Whenever you require new currency, new coins or anything, must be hearing from your parents that I want a new bundle of coins. So what you need to do is you need to go to RBI or nearby nodal bank, wherein you need to give a notification that okay, I want this much currency, or this coin, 1 putli of this coins, or a bundle of new currency printed. So if they are having, RBI is having with the facility of that, they'll provide you. Or if the bank is itself having the new currency, then they'll provide you. But if there is lack of currencies, but yes, always whenever a single person requires it, a bank is always having up with the facility, but you need to notify them before. Okay, you cannot just go, okay, knock knock, I require a putli of currency. No, that's not possible. Okay, so it supply of money I can define as a total stock of all the form of money, that is paper currency or coins or deposit with the banks, each and everything that is held up for the public, okay, or by the public in a particular date. Basically I can say that I am, if I'm calculating what is the supply today, then I will be calculating now, right? I will not say that I am talking of 1 month how was the supply. No, I will be talking of one date, that is either today or on the day I'm calculating, today or the previous day for which I'm calculating, but one particular day, that what is the supply. I'll not be calculating it for the month or for the year. That is not called supply, okay. Yeah, they will represent supply, but it is termed differently. It is not a simple supply word calculated over there. So it is very much important for us to note for the time. Even if you are calculating for the year also, then that is a particular time period, okay. I will not be calculating differently every day, that okay today supplies this, and then at the month end of month all these are supplies. No, for that I'll be doing, okay, this is the time period, and in this was the supply of my month or anything else, right? So now in next class what we'll be doing is we'll be doing up with the measures of money. How do we calculate money? How, what is the role? How do we work with it? What are the importance? How do RBI work with the money? So all these things we'll be doing up in next class.